Yeah, it's great to start off with a win, and it was a close football game. And credit to Southeastern, I thought they came in and did a great job and got up on us, and but we hung in there and kind of fought back and won the game at the end. So really happy for our players. Like I said, it's great to start off with a win. I mean, something that we needed and something hopefully we can build on. And we'll certainly have to play better in some areas, but it's a good start for us. Be a tough game this week in Southern Miss. Really impressive. They were last week in their opening game. Looked really good on really in all three phases of the game. They have some new guys on defense, but they're really fast and created a lot of pressure. And offensively, they looked to be in a really good rhythm with Abraham, I guess, the new quarterback, and certainly seemed to be in a great rhythm to start the year. So be a really tough game. It's a big game for us, and to be able to go down to Hattiesburg and to play in that kind of environment, but it's something that we're looking forward to.
Thank you very much, Coach. Our first questions come from Dan McDonald with The Advocate. Please go ahead, Dan.
Morning, Coach.
Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Very good. Question, how are you – well, two questions, I guess. How do you know how many true freshmen that you played on Saturday, and how are you going to use the new rule that allows you to play freshman kids, up to 4 games without burning their redshirt year?
First question, we played, counting a kicker and a snapper, we played 5. And, 4. And, but I think really the main difference in what we're looking at doing is, I think guys that used to, you would redshirt, you put them in a separate workout group and some things, and we're still doing that, but, we're going to keep those guys in meetings and keep guys that, that there's a possibility probably in years past we'd have went ahead and redshirted and just tried to do the best we could, but we're going to keep those guys in meetings and keep them going throughout the year with the possibility of, bringing them back at some time during the year and, letting them play, as you say, up to the 4 games. So I think that's the biggest difference in looking at it because, it can certainly benefit you at the beginning of the year, playing some kids and then maybe deciding, well, maybe that wasn't such a good decision. Maybe the young man's not ready to play or, and then going ahead and redshirting him. I know last year it could have really benefited us the second half of the year because we just lost a bunch of guys defensively. And, especially I remember, I always go back to this, the Arkansas State game last year. We had a true freshman linebacker that played 89 plays. And we didn't have anybody else. And yet we were redshirting 2 linebackers that were standing next to me on the sideline. But that would have been a situation that, those guys could have came in. That was the 10th, 11th game. That would have been a situation where, certainly those guys, at least one of those 2 guys we were redshirting could have came in and gave us some snaps and stuff. So I think it could be a benefit beginning of the year and the end of the year.
So one coach referred to it earlier. They're sort of going to use a pitch count on some guys and, get up to 4 games and then make a decision. Is that sort of the approach you're going to take? Sure.
I think that, the natural, instinct is to think, well, when I go ahead and play them early in the year and, because you can redshirt them. But like I said, I think it could benefit you toward the end of the year. It could have definitely benefited us last year. And so we're not just going to play them early in the year because they can play up to 4 games. I'd like to see how it goes and, possibly have the ability to pull some of them up later.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks.